Good afternoon, YouTube. And this video is going to be extra special. And because of that, we're actually going to change the name of this broadcast to Kenzie's Corner because I want to touch on all issues, not just reviews, although review videos will come because I love doing them. We're going to also touch on different topics of the world as well, and different topics of entertainment. But this video in particular is something special because this month is special as well as this day is special, especially to me. For those who don't know, April is Autism Awareness Month and today is World Autism Day. Please, everyone, wear blue. It could be your shirt like I have on, blue pants. It could just be a blue wristband. It could be anything blue just to show your support. Autism is a neurological condition that affects many people, and it's only growing, and there's probably more that are on the spectrum that can't get diagnosed right now because maybe they don't have health insurance, or and that's why things like healthcare are important, because we need to diagnose things like this and other learning disabilities as well, because it really can affect the person psychologically going through life. But the reason why this day is so special is because I'm going to open up to YouTube and the world to show you guys, tell you my story. I am a factor on the spectrum. I was diagnosed at 13 as well as re-diagnosed at age 22 with high-functioning autism. I was originally diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. Back then, Asperger's was not on the spectrum, but now it's on the spectrum on the high-functioning scale. I'm very socially awkward, and it struggled with me growing up, and it really took a toll on some of the behaviors that affected me. I never really had a lot of friends, and the people that were considered my friends sometimes didn't really work out because we just went a different way, or it just things just grew out of line. I may have done some things that is out of normal only because I didn't know better, and to this day sometimes I still don't know better, but I'm constantly learning, and I'm learning more about autism. And the reason why I got my bachelor's, the reason why I got my master's, and then ultimately my law degree, is because I want to be a positive voice for people with autism, and I want people with autism to know that they can do anything and everything that they set their mind to, because every single person on the autism spectrum is a king and is a queen, and they need to be treated as such. And it's so easy for this minority group to get lost in this world because we have so many things wrong, from the black community to the woman community, Hispanic community, Muslim community, different other religions, and all those need attention. We need to have attention to everything. But this month, this day, is something that we really need to bring awareness to, so that the rest of the year we can really keep that in the back of our minds, that this is another minority group we need to fight for, so we fight for all. And that's the reason why I bought my law degree, so that each minority group is heard, but in particular the autism spectrum group, because that's something that I belong to, and a little bit about me is, like I just said, I have 3 degrees, and they kind of been used as a shield for me because I've never really had friends, and I've always had the time to be in books. I've always had, to this day, I've always had time to be in books, always had the time to expand my knowledge. I've always had the time to see from different perspectives and learn, and that's what I want to bring to the world, as well. But I challenge any young group that's watching this video, any young person on the spectrum watching this video, or if you have siblings on the spectrum, or parents on the spectrum, or parents have their child on the spectrum, or even a spouse on the spectrum, all I ask is that you listen to them, you take note of their behavior, you learn about autistic behavior, so that you know how they communicate, because we communicate in a very specific way. And especially people on the high functioning scale, we're all intelligent. I'm very book smart. It's just that sometimes socially I don't know better. But I'm constantly learning. I've constantly gotten better. I thank the entertainment, industry for continuing to learn about autism and putting reputation here. We have 3 amazing shows that I recommend people watching that is great to show motivation in the autism spectrum. The first is The Good Doctor, which is about Dr. Sean Murphy, who's a resident at a hospital. And, he's overcome so much through the ups and the downs. And he has so many trials and tribulations, and he goes through so much in life through relationship, in his job, through friendships, through his parents, through family. So it's a great show to watch. I definitely recommend it. They just had their finale, and I'll give you a review video later, so I won't go too much on that show. Another show is Atypical. Atypical's on Netflix, and I think that's something that the younger crowd needs to watch, because that takes place as a teenager on the spectrum. And basically, they just finished up their last season on Netflix. Well, the last season on Netflix, season 3. We have season 4 coming next year, and basically that's he just came to college, so that's a good transition. And I think you see his learning disability playing in a factor, so I think that's necessary to watch, especially for maybe high school seniors on the spectrum that not really sure where to go in life, so they can look to something like Sam for guidance. And then lastly, which I personally love as well, is called Everything Gonna Be Okay. It's a freeform show, but it's also currently on Hulu and the Freeform app. And basically this is the same thing as Atypical, but it's from the female point of view. So it's great how, because not just guys are affected by the autism spectrum, it's females as well. And I think this is great that they did this. So now you can see the female, someone with female on the spectrum, someone male side of the spectrum. That is basically taking place in the higher functioning scale, and that's where I lie myself. For the lower end of autism, which is the ones where the people that really, really need guidance and really can't function as well as the people on the high functioning scale, I recommend a movie called Mozart and the Whale, because those are people that need a little bit more helping in life. That's a little bit more than socially awkward. So it's called Mozart and the Whale. That is a movie I think that's brilliantly done. It came out around 2005, starring Josh Hartnett. He's really good. A lot of other actors and actresses, independent actors and actresses, I think it's great. So again, watch it. And then there's another one called Adam that's really good, and that focuses more on the higher functioning scale as well. But what led me to do a lot of these review videos, I'm going to open up personally, is my love for entertainment. Not only did I have time for books, but I had time to watch stuff, to read books. Those were always my stress relievers from the world, my escape from the world. I've always wanted to live in I always live in like a fantasy life outside of my life, and that helps me cope with certain things. That helps me relax. That keeps me mentally and emotionally stable. That keeps me happy in life. So that's, being part of the autism community really helped me, really helped me in life, and I'm constantly learning. But it's been a struggle. It's been hard. There's been countless days where I've been depressed. My anxiety has kicked in. I just didn't really understand why I'm on this earth differently. But when I think about it, I think that God put me on this earth for a reason. God put me on this earth to bring awareness to autism, to bring awareness to learning and physical disabilities, to bring awareness, to bring awareness to the world that, hey, we exist. And hey, just because we're a little bit different doesn't mean we're the weirdos, doesn't mean we're losers, doesn't mean we're not kings and queens. We are just as strong as any other minority group. We are just as strong as any other person on this earth. And, I will never stop fighting for rights, and it's gotten better. We have the Disability Act. We have so many things in life that, help us, but it's still not enough. And when I say it's still not enough, I don't mean you could throw all the grant money at us, you could throw the scholarship money, you could throw funding at us all right, but that money doesn't mean anything. I think all we want to be, the autistic community, all we want is to be loved and to be respected, and to not be looked at completely differently from our peers. You know, all my life I struggled. You know, people didn't, even when I knew I was on the spectrum, I still didn't fully understand it till maybe I was about 18 to 21. You know, a couple more things that helped me stable and keep me mentally and emotionally strong were playing football. That was my first thing of really having friends, you know, or at least being a part of something. So I kind of forced myself to be part of that group. Wrestling and then baseball. You know, those three sports right there always have a special place in my heart because it kind of opened the door for me to put myself out there. That on the plus side as well, putting yourself out there can also be negatively because I was faced with the reality of getting bullied. You know, people look at me and they may say you're a friend there, but they may set me up to do something and I'm not gonna know what that means, and they completely played me. You know, one of the stories I opened up is, you know, back in my playing days, you know, they would ask me, hey Kenzie, would you go to the store for me? But not tell me the store is miles and miles away and then make me late for practice. And they did that just to crack on me because they knew I would do it, you know, or I joined a fraternity, you know, I joined my father's fraternity in college, and I think, you know, there's other aspects to why they wanted me in there. I think they wanted me because, you know, I joined a fraternity that looked a certain way, but I may have been different looking, so they kind of put me in kind of to laugh about it and to joke about it, but what they didn't realize is, you know, it still meant a lot to me. So to be taken as a joke was really, you know, when I thought about it, was really hurtful. But I put myself in that situation because I didn't know better, and honestly, all I wanted was to be in my father's fraternity. That's all, you know. But there's other people in the world that just won't get it, and there's other people, and that's what I want to tell to the younger autistic crowd. There's people in this world that are going to tear you down. There's people in this world that no matter how much you get them to try to understand how you feel, they're going to constantly put you down. But I'm here to tell you that there's people like me, there's people like my amazing girlfriend, there's people that you'll meet on social media that will be great brothers and sisters to you, that you may never meet in person, but you know they're there for you, that have your back. Shoot, there's some family that will never understand where you're coming from. But I'm asking you to stay strong because you are strong. And I'm telling you that just because you have a disability doesn't mean that you're on the back burner of anything in life. You know, one of the great episodes I've watched of this show that I rarely talk about, but I gotta give credit to, is called 911. There's a new firefighter that came in season 2 called Eddie, and he has a son that has a physical disability. It's different from autism, but we're still going to talk about it on disability as a whole. This young child is the most intelligent, brilliant young man. He don't stop at anything. There's an episode where all he wants to do is ride a skateboard, but he can't ride a skateboard because his physical disability takes place in his legs. And the father, you know, went out there and preached to him, you know, you can do anything, but didn't let him know that sometimes it's going to be a little bit harder. I think the best thing for that episode that taught me was, I'm preaching all this about you can be yourself as well, which is very true, but also the people that do have your back, make sure you tell them how you feel, you know, tell them how they feel so they can teach you, because you can do anything you want, but the people around you The people that truly have your back, they have to help you, they have to support you, they have to have the resources to be knowledgeable about your disability so that they can put you in the best position to win. Because without them putting you in the best position to win, you're going to be put in situations that I was put in with my football group, with my fraternity, and they're going to put you in a situation where you're not ready for, and it's going to put this mindset in your head that, the world is cruel, and the world's not cruel. It's just, the world is cruel, the world is not cruel. It's just people in this world just will never understand or never take the time to understand. And those people just don't deserve your time. But like I said, like the whole point of this video is I want people to know you're on the spectrum, but you are a king and a queen, and I want you to rock it. I want you to be autistic and proud. You are autistic strong. You are a king, you are a queen, you are beautiful, you are amazing, and you can do anything you set your mind to, and don't you dare let anyone tell you different. And then the advice I had was like I just said, go to the ones that truly have your back and let them know how you feel. It's hard, I know, it's hard to communicate. It's hard for me to communicate to this day. But to the best of your ability, if they truly love you and they truly care about you, they'll take the time to understand how you feel. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Like I said, wear your blue today. This month, I challenge everyone watching this video to learn a little bit more about autism, both on the high-functioning scale and low-functioning scale. And please, spread more love, less hate, catch all the blessings in the world. And next video will be a review video. I got some good shows to review, and then I'm gonna try to post more of these news videos and motivational videos as well. You're the best. Happy Autism Awareness Month. I love y'all. Stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. Kenzie's always here for you. Out.